You had mentioned that we don't have a major VA hospital in the state of New Hampshire. Are you aware that the state of New Hampshire does not have a Job Corps Center?
Yes.
And the reason it was shot down
Yes.
is the fact of unions, meaning that it would be union workers coming out of Massachusetts to work on this job center. I think we need the Job Corps Center because I could see them as a benefit for students that are in that kind of mode. I think it's appalling that this project was shut down. It was not gonna provide jobs for New Hampshire. You know, oddly, Continental Paving could not bid on the jobs because not a union company.
I know the issue.
So I think we should get rid of that union issue, bring the jobs back to New
You
Hampshire.
talking to me about unions? This is all gonna come out. There's been one UAWG certification in the state of Michigan. Me. Okay? 1984, I was working at Carlisle Capital, young vice president, you know, could hardly tie my shoes. And our company, our president called me and said, we made an investment in the ABC company, down you go and deal with it. My brother lived in Connecticut, and so I drove down. I was going to Hartford, Muffy and Buffy land. What can happen in Connecticut? And they were the union. My brother had been in a car accident on the way to work this morning. He said, the union president said to me, how's your brother? I said, he's fine. I said, how would you know that? He said, we drove him off the road.
Whoa. Wow.
Now, I've been up against every major union in this country. UAW, Teamsters, die sinkers, electricians. I've dealt with all kinds of tough economic problems. If you're going to be in the manufacturing business in America, it's not easy. Now, what I found, by the way, is that most union folks are great. I've met a lot of very tough, miserable union bosses. Okay? And the kind of problems that we're dealing with now in America, they take somebody who's going to fight. Now, right now, I'm down in Massachusetts. And in fact, before I came into this building, I was dealing with the Boston Globe because the SEIU union is attacking me. Because I'm down there endorsing and advocating and doing my First Amendment rights to endorse Scott Brown. Now, to touch on what you said earlier, when I announced that I was running for Senate, I called down to Washington. How long do you think it was before they called me back? 3 months. You know when they called me back? When I went down to do the courtesy call that is expected of a U.S. Senate candidate to introduce myself, and in the taxi from the airport to the building that I was going to introduce myself, they called me back and said, oh, you really are running. Okay? Because I'm not establishment. I'm just a regular, ordinary guy living on the seacoast who's fed up, who's worried about my country, and thinks I can do something about it. So, when I'm down there, when I saw that Scott Brown got $20,000 from those knucklehead insiders in Washington, okay, he got $20,000, that's all they gave him. I spent my Christmas vacation getting involved with the Americans for Responsible Health Care, and we raised that amount of money for him in one day, times 10. Okay, we put on television ads. I did not, if that's a television camera, I did not form nor fund Americans for Responsible Health Care. Okay? And I'll tell you what, we need some smart people, and I promise you, I'll learn all the tricks, and I can get the lawyers just like the Democrats, because it takes that to make a difference. And the one thing that I'm going to go down and do in Washington, I promise you, is I will make a difference. Okay? You don't see any other advocates out there for Scott Brown on television. They got one pro, me, vote for Scott Brown, save our healthcare system, and all the rest are funded by unions. Every one. I do not expect to get the union vote in the state of New Hampshire.